together, just being in nature, focusing on breath and movement, and just make it your own practice. Do what you need to do today. Let's start with some relaxation down on our backs. Get nice and comfortable. Let your arms be restful at your sides. Palms open face to the sky. Let's just close our eyes and breathe deeply in through the nose, expanding belly, back, and ribcage on the inhale. And exhale out through the nose, feeling that same area of our bodies contract and empty. While we're breathing deeply in through the nose, out through the nose, let's bring some awareness to our face. Relax your eyes. Soften your jaw. Breathe away any tension that we're holding in the neck. Let's bring our breath and awareness into our arms, and we'll breathe from our shoulders out to our fingertips. And let's move our breath and awareness into our legs and start in your hips, breathing away tension and tightness there. And let that breath travel all the way down to the tips of our toes. And we'll move to the spine, and we're going to visualize and feel our breath entering the top of our head, moving its way all the way down the spine, weaving in between each segment of the spine. While we continue to focus on that breath, let's inhale both arms to the sky. And then exhale, we let them float behind us. And stretch out through all of our fingers, push out to our heels. Make our bodies as long and straight as we can. And then while we're here, let's spread our fingers and toes out as wide as we can. And then scrunch them in as tight as we can. Spread them really wide. Scrunch them up tight. Once more, spread out wide. And scrunch tight. And then just let everything go. Next, let's inhale both arms back up towards the sky. And exhale, they return to our sides. And once there, we feel that body just melt into our mat. Let's bring that left knee up to our chest. And we'll start by just hugging it close to the body. Relaxing the shoulders. And begin to flex and point our foot. And then do some slow ankle rolls around. And we'll do a few the other way. And then we allow that foot to rest. And from there, let's circle the knee around. And reverse. And then just hug that knee in nice and close to the body. We'll send that leg out. And now let's bring the right knee in, again, starting with just a hug. We'll add our flex points. And then let's roll the ankle around slowly. And reverse. And then we'll just let that foot rest. From there, we circle our knee around. And then we'll do a few the other way. And then we just hug the knee in close. Once there, let's bring other knee in, giving ourselves just a nice warm hug. Shoulders relaxed. Let's rock gently side to side. Massage either side of that spine. Let's come back to a neutral place. And from there, both knees circle around. So we feel that massage moving into our lower back. And then we can go the other way. And then we'll just hug the knees in nice and close to the body. From there, let's rest both feet down. We'll keep the knees bent and space our feet apart about hips distance. Toes turn in slightly, heels pointing out slightly. I want you to pull down on the belly button and then start to slowly lift your hips and your spine one vertebra at a time till we make it into shoulder bridge. We want to feel the work in the abdominals, the buttocks, and the hamstrings without any discomfort in the knees or pressure on the neck. And then we exhale and slowly make our way back down. Once we're down again, feel the belly tightening and slowly peel off the mat. Rising into that bridge. And then we slowly make our way back down. One last time, let's tighten the belly and begin to peel off the mat. Lifting our hips nice and high, holding there. And then we can slowly make our way back down. Once we've made it all the way down, we can bring the knees back into our chest. And let's do a few more side-to-side rocks. And then a few knee circles round and round. And we go the other way. And then just hang out by giving yourself that nice tight hug. Take another big inhale. On the exhale, we're going to tighten that belly and roll ourselves to an upright position. And then once we're upright, let's make our way into our easy cross-leg position. So you want to feel sit bones on the mat. You want to feel the top of our head being drawn skyward. And then just let your palms open face to the sky. Face is soft, shoulders relaxed. We're going to let the chin drop towards the chest and breathe into the back of our neck. And then as we inhale, let's lift the head and tip back to open our throat. Exhaling again, dropping chin to chest. Inhale, we lift and open the throat. Exhaling again, chin to chest. Inhale, lift our head and tip back, open our throat. And then let's come back to that neutral place. We're going to turn our head and look to our right. Come back to center and let's turn to look left. And back to center and we turn to look right. Returning to center and we look left. And we've made our way back to that neutral place. From there, let's place hands together at the heart. We're going to point our fingers away from our heart, and then let's turn them inward towards the heart. So away from our heart, and then in towards our heart. Again, away from our heart, in towards our heart, and then letting the fingers point towards the sky. Next, let's inhale, opening arms in the heart. Exhale, we're going to round the spine back so the hands come close. Inhale, widen. Exhale, round. Inhale, wide. And exhale, round. Inhale, wide. And exhale, round. Inhale, wide. And just remain with those palms facing the sky. Sitting nice and tall and straight. And then let's inhale, reach to the sky. And then exhale, draw the hands back down. Inhale again to the sky. And exhale back down. Inhale to the sky. And exhale back down. Let's return to seated mountain pose. And again, let our chin drop to our chest. This time we're going to roll the right ear to the right shoulder. Drop the chin and roll left. Drop our chin and roll right. Drop the chin and roll left. Again, drop the chin and roll right. And last time, drop the chin and roll left. And then again, just let your chin rest on your chest. Let's inhale with the head to neutral. And then continue to tip the head back, opening our throat. And then we find our way back to that neutral place. Feeling that spine is just continually lifting off of our tailbone. So we'll take one more inhale in our seated position. Exhale, everything grows a little bit softer. And then we can make our way onto hands and knees. So whatever way works for you to get there, that's what we should do. Once there, we want to check to make sure we've got tops of the feet pressed into the mat. Hips over knees, shoulders over wrists, and foundational hands, which are widespread fingers with our hands turned in slightly and pressed down to the second, third, and fourth knuckles on the second and third fingers. So we're going to sink down the navel, lift the tailbone, lift the head, open our heart for cow. Exhale, scoop the belly in and round out to chin. Inhale, cow. Exhale, round cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Once again, inhale, cow. And exhale, round cat. We've made our way back to neutral spine. Let's extend through the heel of that right foot, pressing it out. And then add the left arm straight ahead and rotate your palm to the sky. Let's exhale, return to all fours. Inhale, switch, left leg extends, right arm forward, palm to the sky. Exhale, lower. Inhale, switch, lifting. Exhale, lower. And inhale, switch, lift. And then we're back to all fours. Once there, big toes come close, knees separate, and we're going to push that tailbone way back. Let your chest drop to your knees and your forehead rest on the mat. Turning your palms open face to the sky. And stretch your fingertips towards the front end of your mat while you're pulling that tailbone closer and closer to your heels. Let's return to those foundational hands. Tuck our toes, and we're going to send that tailbone towards the sky. So when we're in downward facing dog, I want you to dangle your head freely through your arms. Feel your ribs pulling closer to your thighs and the back of your shoulder blades reaching towards your gluteals. Once there, let's nod our head yes. Shake our head no. and just allow yourself to go a little deeper. While here, we're going to walk our dog, so that's simply lifting, lowering each heel individually. Really lift it high and press it as low as you can. And then let's press both heels down as far as we can. Inhaling, we move ourselves into plank. If you need to modify, you can drop to both knees or one knee. And then let's exhale back up into down dog. Inhale again into our plank. And exhale, down dog. Once again, inhale to plank. And this time we're going to sink down to our knees. And as we exhale, elbows opening wide, we're going to slowly lower. Chest first, then hips. Then tuck elbows in. Press through tops of feet and hip bones. Pull out through top of head. And then inhale, begin to lift upper body off the mat for our cobra. Exhale, elbows open to bring us down. Inhale, they come close as we press and rise into cobra. Once more, exhale, elbows open, bringing us down. Inhale, elbows come in, we lengthen and rise into cobra. Now we're going to push all the way back again into extended child's pose. So knees apart, chest between knees, forehead on mat, and then palms open face to the sky. We'll flip the hands over, again, palms pressing down. Let's tuck our tailbone, or tuck our toes, lift our tailbone, and make our way back up into that downward facing dog. This time we're going to nod our head yes a couple times. And then gently shake our head no. And just let it hang out. Let's walk the dog a couple more times. And then we'll press our heels down. Now let's inhale our way back into plank. Modify if you'd like. Exhale, we're lowering, elbows wide, chest down, hips down, elbows tuck in. Inhale, lengthen, rise, cobra. Again, let's tuck toes, and we're back up into down dog. Inhale again into that plank. Exhale as we lower. Inhale, lengthen, rise, cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale again into plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lengthen, rise, cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. From there, let's make our way back to all fours. Sinking the navel, lifting the tailbone, lifting the head, open your heart cow. Exhale, really scoop that belly in and round your spine for cat. Inhale again, cow. And exhale, round out cat. And then we're back to neutral spine. Right leg extends behind us, push out through that heel. Adding left arm forward, palm to the sky. We're back into spinal balance. Try to really stretch that arm and leg just a little bit farther. And then let's bring the left hand down and step the right foot forward. We're going to place it in between our hands. Once there, I want you to press down to the top of your left foot. Start lifting upper body. And then we'll add some arms, and that becomes crescent moon. Let's open our arms wide, stay nice and long in the waist, and just draw your ribs towards your front thigh. And there's our first airplane. We'll exhale our hands to the mat. Let's tuck those left toes under, pick up the left knee, and there's our runner's lunge. So we always want to make sure that we've got that right knee over our ankle, and think of a long straight line from the heel of your left foot going right out through the top of your head. Step the right foot back, returning us to plank. Press back up, and we're in downward facing dog. And then we're back down onto all fours. Sinking our navel, lifting our tailbone, lifting our head, open our heart cow. Exhale, scoop and round the neck. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Returning to neutral. This time, let's send our left leg behind us, hip level, right arm forward, rotating palm to the sky, really stretching that arm and leg just a little bit further. And then we'll bring our right hand down and step our left foot forward between those hands. Left knee remains over our ankle, pressing through the top of our right foot. Start lifting upper body. Heading arms, we've got crescent moon. Again, we'll open our arms, keep our spine nice and long. Let's hinge forward with our airplane. And then our hands can make it to the mat. Tuck the right toes under, pick up that right knee. And we've got our runner's lunge. From there, let's step our right foot forward. Let our toes stay close with our heels slightly apart. And we're going to inhale and slowly rise to standing. Reach high, touch the sky. And exhale to our heart. Again, inhale, extend, reaching to the sky. Exhale to our heart. Inhale, extend to the sky. Exhale, this time we're going to fold the body in half. Once there, inhale, look out. And exhale, try to go a little deeper. Remember, bent knees is perfectly fine. Inhale, roll back up. Reaching to touch the sky. And exhale to our heart. Again, inhale to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look out. And exhale, sink deeper. Now let's step back with the right foot, left foot into plank. Modify if you'd like. Exhale, we lower. Elbows open, chest down, hips down. Elbows tuck in. Inhale, rise, cobra. Exhale, tuck toes. And we're back up into down dog. Inhale, let's return to plank. And exhale, down dog. Right foot forward, left foot forward, toes close, heels apart. Inhale, rolling up, reach to the sky. Exhale, twirl. Inhale again to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look out. And exhale, sink deeper. Left foot back, right foot back to our plank. Modifying if you'd like. Exhale, lower, elbows open. Chest down, hips down, elbows tuck in. Inhale, we make our way into cobra. And exhale, we're back up into down dog. Again, inhaling to our plank. And exhale, down dog. Left foot forward, right foot forward. Toes close, heels apart. Inhale. Reach to the sky. Exhale to our heart. Again, inhale, extend. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look out. And exhale, sink deeper. Right foot back, left foot back, plank. Exhale as we lower. Inhale, we lengthen and rise into cobra. And then we exhale and we're back up into down dog. Inhale returns us to plank. And again, exhale, down dog. Right foot forward, left foot forward. Toes close, heels apart. Inhale, to the sky. Exhale to heart. So we've got one more sun salutation. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look out. And exhale, sink deeper. Left foot back, right foot back, plank. Exhale, it's lower. Inhale, lengthen, rise, cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale again into plank. And exhale, down dog. Left foot forward, right foot forward. Toes close, heels apart. And we slowly rise. Exhale, hands return to our hearts. And then just let your arms extend long at your sides. Reaching your fingertips towards the earth. Feeling your feet pressing into the earth and the top of your head being drawn to the sky. Breathe across your heart. We've got standing pose. From there, let's inhale again to the sky. Exhale as we fold forward. Inhale, let's look out. Exhale, always looking for a little bit deeper stretch. And now step right foot back and just hang out in runner's lunge. So once you've established your lunge, we're gonna push the right heel down. Turn your right toes out about 45 degrees and align your left heel with the back of your right heel. Now we can start lifting up our body, checking that our left knee stays over that ankle. Want to rotate those hip bones so they're facing forward, shoulders square, and then we can add arms, and there's warrior one. Good. And you want to feel the same amount of weight in your front foot and your back foot. And then from there, just let the arms stretch forward. Keeping that spine long and that belly button tight. Let's pull the ribs towards our front thigh. And then let your hands return to the mat. Lift to the ball of your right foot. We're back in lunge. And then we can step our left foot back, returning us to plank. Exhale as we lower. Elbows wide, chest down, hips down. Inhale, lengthen, rise for cobra. And then exhale, let's come back up into down dog. Inhale, we return to our plank. And exhale again, down dog. Right foot forward, left foot forward. Toes close, heels apart. Inhale, rolling up. Reach high, touch the sky. Exhale to heart. Again, inhale, extend. Exhale as we fold. Inhale, look out. And exhale, sink deeper. Now we'll step left foot back, establishing our lunge. Once there, let's push left heel down. Turn left toes out about 45 degrees. Draw that straight line from your right heel to the back of your left heel. We lift up the body. Hip bones forward, shoulders squared out over those hips when ready. And add those arms. And again, feel your body weight centered equally into both feet. And then we'll bring our arms forward to shoulder level. Staying nice and long in the waist. Spine is long. We're going to hinge forward, pulling ribs closer to front thigh. And then let your fingers return to the mat. Return to the ball of your left foot. We've made it back into lunge. Back goes our right foot into plank. Exhale, lower elbows open. Feel free to modify. Always chest down before hips. Elbows tuck in. Inhale, lengthen, rise, cobra. Exhale, come on back up into down dog. Inhale, we return to our plank. And exhale, we're back up into down dog. Left foot forward, right foot forward, toes close, heels apart. Inhale, rolling up. Reach to the sky. Exhale to the heart. And then let's return to standing mountain pose. From there, we're going to inhale to the sky. Exhale, let's open just the arms. And we're going to let them come behind us and hook together. So whatever way works best for you. Once you've got yourself hooked together, start to pull down with those hands, which is going to open the heart, open across the front shoulders, and then tip your head back just enough to open your throat. And then let's inhale to neutral. Exhale, let's begin to fold forward. Pulling ribs closer and closer to our thighs. Once you can feel your ribs on your thighs, let your head drop and let those arms lift a little higher. So that knee is perfectly fine. exhale, let's release the hands so they float right back to the mat. And we'll step back with our right foot. Again, returning us to runner's lunge. So once you feel ready, we're going to try lifting upper body. That becomes high lunge. And then if you want to, you can add your arms to the sky, and that becomes crescent lunge. And then as we exhale, let's bring our hands back to the mat. And we're going to start walking ourselves around into a wide straddle. So now we end up facing one wide edge of our mat. Toes in, heels out. Hands directly under those shoulders. And again, bent knees is perfectly fine. Next, we inhale to look out. Exhale, we're going to try to sink a little deeper. And when we do that, upper body's going to go completely limp. And then let's go ahead and press down into the palms, arms push straighter and straighter. And now let's start bending our left knee. So we're just shifting our weight to the left and want to keep that right foot flat. So we're feeling the stretch go right up the inside of our right thigh. And then let's pull the left leg straight so we're back to that center neutral. And now we bend the right knee and shift our weight to the right, keeping left foot flat. And then we're back to that neutral place. Once there, press down through your palms and let's inhale, look out with a flat back. And then we're gonna exhale and open our left arm and then our right arm. So there's straddle airplane. Really holding those abdominals tight to support the spine. And as we inhale, it slowly rise to standing. And once you've made it upright, palms again rotate to the sky. You can feel our fingertips being pulled away from the center of our body, the top of our head being drawn towards the sky. Breathe into all that open space. From there, let's inhale and reach to the sky. Exhale, let's fold forward, brush the earth, and then inhale, rise again. So we're growing like a sunflower. Exhale, we fold forward, brush the earth, and then inhale into our sunflower. Exhale, fold forward, and inhale, rise into our sunflower. And then let's reopen the arms, and that brings us back into our five-pointed star. From there, we're going to take the left arm and just bring it in front, so just cross over the body. Lift it towards the sky, and then we're back into our star. Right arm cross over the body, lift up, and reopen. Left arm again, sweep across, lift up, and open. Right arm sweep across, lift up, and open. This time we're going to rotate our palms to face forward. Keep those fingers wide spread. And begin to bring the hands closer and closer and closer together. Once your palms have met, let fingers press together. And then we're going to clasp our hands and let our index fingers re-straighten and press together. Breathing across upper back and back shoulders. Let's bend our elbows and try to bring elbows and forearms close together. And we're going to try to keep our elbows at shoulder level and just feel that deeper stretch across the back of your shoulders and between those shoulder blades. And then let's inhale, begin to stretch the arms towards the sky. We're going to let our upper arms form a frame around our head. But we notice that our upper arms are a little bit in front of our ears, and we're not feeling any tension in our neck or our shoulders. Stretch a little bit longer out of the waist, and let's do a slight back bend. And then let's inhale back to neutral. And exhale, return to 5-pointed star. Now we're ready to take those left toes and point them to the front edge of our mat. So when you look down, you should see that your left heel's in a straight line with your right arch. We're keeping our chest and our hip bones facing the side edge of our mat, and then we begin to bend the left knee. So we want to find that spot where we've got our body weight centered equally into both feet, making sure we're not pushing that left knee past our toes. Good, and there's our warrior two. Let's take that left arm, stretch a little farther forward, lift the left and lower the right. Now push your left palm to the sky and feel all that open space going right up along the side of your left ribs. And then we'll pull our left leg straighter and straighter without locking. Still pressing to the palm, we've got that reverse triangle. And then let's return to our start position. Feel like you're trying to stretch your arms even longer and lift your spine even taller. And imagine that you're being pressed between two panes of glass. So there's no folding forward, there's no leaning backwards. We can only start pulling that right hip to the right and start stretching our left arm farther and farther and farther away from our right hip. Once we can't go any farther, send the left hand low and the right hand high. We want our right fingers to be touching the sky. We want our right hip to be pressing a little forward while keeping that right shoulder rolled slightly back. And that's gonna allow you to maintain that open, flat position. And just stretch that right arm a little bit higher. And then we're gonna start to lower that right arm towards our hip. Allow it to make a nice full arm circle, slowly making its way around. As it starts to come back up, bend your left knee. And you can place your left forearm on your thigh, or your left hand all the way to the mat. And we've got extended angle pose. And then as we exhale, begin to revolve upper body. And let's return to that runner's lunge. We can step back with our left foot. And there we are in our good solid plank, modifying if we'd like. Exhale, we start lowering, elbows open, chest down, hips down. Elbows tuck in, lengthening before we attempt to lift. And then exhale, come on back up into down dog. Inhale into plank. And let's exhale again into down dog. And then from down dog, I want you to start pressing out through your right heel and start lifting it towards the sky. And that simply becomes three-legged dog. And then we're going to take that giant step forward with right foot. Remember, you can use your hand to help get your foot into place. And we're back in our lunge. Now we're going to keep pressing down with our left hand. Inhale, right arm out to the side. And then as we exhale, tightening the belly so we can revolve to our right for twisting lunge. Exhale, let's bring our right hand back down. And now we step forward with our left foot. And there we are, toes close, heels apart. And we can roll back up. Reaching to the sky. And exhaling to our heart. Again, inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, looking out. Exhale, sinking deeper. And then inhale, rolling back up. reaching to the sky. And exhale, twirl. This time we're going to inhale, reach to the sky. And on the exhale, let's start to bend our knees, like you're trying to sit your butt down in a little tiny chair. And as your hips are lowering, you're going to pull your knees closer together and keep those ribs lifting away from your thighs. And there's our chair pose. And then from there, start to straighten the legs, and we're going to fold forward. Once you folded forward, let's inhale, look out. Exhale, go a little deeper. And cradle your elbows in the palms of your hands. So now you've formed a frame with your arms. And you let your head just hang out in that frame. You're gonna let your ribs rest on your thighs, so bend your knees if you need to. And then as we exhale, fingers release to our mat. Let's go ahead and step back with our left foot this time. So establishing our lunge. Right knee's over ankle. We're going to start to lift upper body so we end up in high lunge. So again, we want to make sure that we're equally balanced into both feet. And if you want to add your arms to make crescent lunge, you can send them towards the sky. As we exhale, let's fold forward, returning hands to the mat. And now let's walk ourselves around so we again end up in our straddle with our toes pointing inward, our heels pointing slightly out. And then from there, let's inhale, look out. And exhale, we go a little flatter, a little deeper as we fold forward. And again, just let your body hang out. Softening our knees as much as we need to so that we can allow upper body to completely melt against our thighs. Go ahead and press down through the palms or push arms straight. Once there, let's lift our heels. We're really raising them as high as we can, way up onto the balls of our feet. And then we're going to press back down and just rock back so we can lift up our toes. And then go ahead and let your feet push flat down into the mat. Once there, let's start to bend the knees and think about pulling your tailbone towards the mat. So we're just doing a wide squat wherever our body allows us to go. And then go ahead and start pushing your legs straighter and straighter. And then press down through the palms. Let's inhale, look out. Once you've got a nice long spine, we're going to open one arm out to the side. Open other arm out to the side. And there's our airplane straddle. And that's it. Now let's inhale and slowly rise to standing. And we've made it back into our private. Feel that open space across the heart. Feel all that length in your spine as the top of your head is being drawn towards the sky. And from here, let's take that right arm, we're going to lower it down towards the hip. Now let's make a full arm circle all the way up and reopen into our start. Same with the left. Let the arm fully lower and then make a full circle all the way up. Left arm lowering with that nice full circle. again, right arm as well, lowering. And we've got our full circle. Now we rotate palms again to face forward. Spread your fingers out really wide. And start to bring your hands closer and closer together. So once they're close together, just press your palms. And then we're going to press each and every finger together. And then let's clasp our hands. And again, press index fingers together. Breathing across that deeper stretch. And then let's go ahead and bend the elbows. And bring the elbows and forearms closer together. We want to try to keep our elbows at shoulder level. So that's going to give us our maximum stretch. And then we'll inhale to the sky. Letting our upper arms frame our head without tension the shoulders or the neck. Try to lift a little taller and taller. And then we'll side bend to our right. Come back up and side bend left. And then inhale back up. And exhale, let's come back into our 5-finger stick. Now we're ready to turn our right toes to the front end of our mat. Align our right heel with our left arch. Keeping hip bones and chest facing the side of our mat. When ready, we're bending the right knee. And remember, your feet are not super glued to the mat, so feel free to adjust your footing so that you've got an equal balance into both feet. You've got that right knee stationed over your ankle, and you're really feeling that power of warrior two. Good, now stretch that right arm a little farther forward. Let's lift the right as we lower our left and push right palm to the sky, bringing us into reverse warrior. And then while we're still pressing right palm to the sky, we're going to pull right leg straighter and straighter without locking. And there's our reverse triangle. Let's make our way back into our start position. Open arms. Good job. Now, we're back to imagining ourselves being pressed between two panes of glass. So no leaning forward, no leaning backwards. We can only bend the right knee. Oops, I'm sorry, don't bend the right knee. Start to pull your left hip to the left, and then start reaching your right arm farther and farther and farther away from that left hip. Once we can't go any farther in either direction, send your left hand low and your right hand high, or your right hand low and your left hand high. And remember, you don't have to reach your hand all the way to the mat. The goal is to keep your body open and flat. So you can place that right hand anywhere on the right leg that makes sense for you. Meanwhile, we've got a nice straight left arm with our fingers being pulled towards the sky. And we can feel our left hip pressing a little forward and our left shoulder rolling slightly back. And then we're going to keep reaching that left arm longer and longer, but we're going to start to let it lower towards our hip. So let's make a nice full arm circle all the way down and around. And as it comes back into place, bend the right knee. Placing right forearm on thigh or right hand on mat. We've got our extended ankle pose. Beautiful. Good. Now as we exhale, let's start revolving up our body. We're going to make our way back into runner's lunge. So that just means we're lifting to the ball of our left foot once again. We've got our hands on either side of that front foot, and back goes our right foot into plank. So again, modify if you'd like. Exhale, we're lowering, elbows wide, chest down, hips down. Press through tops of feet, hip bones, elbows tuck in. Lengthen spine and rise in cobra. Exhale our way back up. into downward facing dog. And then inhale, we're back into our plank. And exhale again, down dog. From there, we're going to take that left heel this time, start reaching it back and lifting it towards the sky for three-legged dog. And then let's step left with two hands. There's runner's lunge. Right foot steps forward, also toes close, heels apart. And then we're ready to inhale and slowly roll ourselves back up. There's our back bend. Exhale into our heart. And we've made it back into standing mountain pose. So while we're maintaining that stability and feeling our balance, we're going to find that focal point for our eyes, and let's fixate on that spot. Once that's done, we're going to begin to shift our weight into our right foot. And I want you to really be aware of your belly button pulling towards your spine, so you're getting lots of stability in your core. And then we're going to put our left heel on our right ankle bone. And then we can let our hands come to our hearts. So whenever you're ready, you can lift your left toes. And remember, you can keep that foot low, or you could bring it up higher onto your standing legs. Just want to make sure that we're not allowing our heel to press into the side of our knee. You can grow your branches whatever way you wish. Good, and then let's slowly let our branches lower. And then we can place that foot down. We've made it back into standing mountain pose. And just breathe in all that stability. Again, finding our focal point. This time shifting our weight into that left foot. Feeling that belly button pulling closer to our spine. Letting our right heel come to our left ankle bone. And then again, hands to heart. And then whenever you're ready, you can grow into your very own tree. Sense of balance and strength. We'll inhale, touch the sky. Exhale, fold in half. Inhale, look out. And exhale a little deeper. Cradling the elbows and palms of our hands, once again forming our frame and letting our head simply dangle within that frame. Fingers released to our mat. And we're ready to step back with right foot, left foot into plank. So I want you to really feel your navel pulling to your spine. That's what's going to keep you in a good solid plank without feeling stress in that lower back. And then we want to keep our right shoulder directly over our right wrist so we can open to side plank. That means left hand reaching to the sky. Modify if you'd like by sending the side of your right knee to the mat. And then we'll exhale ourselves back around into a full plank. And let's make our way back up into down dog. We'll inhale again into plank. And now let's keep left shoulder over left wrist and we open for side plank. Again, modifying if you need to. We'll exhale back around into plank. And then we're back up into down dog. So while here, let's nod our head a few more times. Gently shake the head no, so we're releasing any tension in the neck. And then the head just dangles there as we walk our dog a few more times. Seeing if we can feel a little bit deeper stretch. And then we'll sink both heels down. And let's make our way back down onto all fours. Once there, want to sink the navel, lift the tailbone, lift the head, open the heart cow. Exhale, round out for cat. Inhale, cow. And exhale, round for cat. And then we're back to neutral. Let's touch big toes, separate knees, push your tailbone way, way back. Let your chest sink down between your knees, forehead to the mat. And then palms open to the sky. And really stretch your fingers towards the front edge of the mat and pull the tailbone a little farther back, and you can feel that deep stretch going down the side of your lap. From there, we're going to take the left arm and just feed it through the right armpit. Once done, so you can get that left shoulder to sink to the mat. Let's bring that arm out and we'll switch. Sending right through left again, sinking the shoulder down. And then we'll bring that arm out once again, stretching further and farther with palms to the sky. From there, let's flip the hands back over into our foundation hands. But now we're just going to bend the elbows and bring our shoulders out over our elbows. Let's step our feet back, and that brings us into forearm plank. So I feel like we're really pressing down into our forearms, not sinking into shoulders. And then ease to your knees. And let's come all the way down. So you're going to rest your forehead on the back of your hands. From there, let's stretch the left arm out straight, and we're going to roll onto our left side. So once we've made it onto our side, let's bend the right knee. And you want to try to bring your heel up as close to your butt as you can. And if you can reach your foot, your ankle, or your pant leg, I want you to grab hold of that and just, again, try to bring your heel even closer. So we're feeling a really deep stretch going up the front of that right thigh. And while we're still holding on to that, see if you can roll back onto your belly. And then once there, we're going to try stretching our left arm a little bit farther. And then begin to lift that left arm as we lift that right thigh a bit. And then let's exhale, sink down. And we'll stretch arms and legs out really, really straight once again. And then from there, we're going to just roll onto our right side. And once we've made it there, this time we bend the left knee and we're going to bring our heel as close to our butt as we can. Grab hold of whatever you can reach and gently pull a little bit more, deepening that stretch. And then again, we're ready to roll onto that belly. And we're going to try to stretch the right arm a little bit longer. Begin to lift the right arm and see if you can lift that left thigh. And then let's release. And we'll stretch both arms and both legs even longer. And then we're going to try bending both knees and bringing heels close to our bottom. And come around with your hands, see whatever you can grab onto. Maybe it's your pant leg, maybe it's your ankles, whatever you can find back there. Or maybe you can't find anything, that's okay. So what we're going to do is lengthen the spine and then try to lift your heart and try to lift those thighs a little bit off the mat. And there's our bow pose. And then as we exhale, let's begin to sink everything down. We let our arms rest at our sides, our legs extend. And just turn your head off to one side. And then let's bring our hands back in so they're going to be right close to our shoulders. We're going to bring the head so it's back to a neutral place. Tuck the elbows in, press through the tops of your feet, press down through your hip bones, pull out to the top of your head, and then we're ready to lift up our body and make your way back into extended child's pose. Chest drops to your knees, forehead on the mat, palms to the sky. Come back to foundational hands, tuck that belly button in, round, round, round your spine for cat. Sink your navel, lift your tailbone, lift your head, open your heart, cow. And then go back in neutral. Good job. From there, we're just going to come around and have a seat. And once seated, let's start with our legs out in front. We're going to place our hands on either side of our hips. We're going to push down into our palms. Press out through the bottoms of your feet and feel like the top of your head is being pulled towards the sky. And then let's exhale and soften. Let your hands, your fingers walk forward. And as they're walking forward, we're going to pull that belly button closer and closer to our thighs. Feel free to soften your knees and just go as far as you can. And then we'll slowly rise. Once we're up, let's take that right ankle and just place it on our left thigh. So when you look at your legs, you should see the number 4. And then we're just pressing gently on that right inner thigh until we feel some good resistance in that right hip. And then let's go ahead and lift that right leg. And we're going to take the bottom of our right foot, place it in the crease of your left elbow, and bring that left arm or right arm around. And if that's not a good thing for you to do, feel free to just thread your arms so they go under your calf and bend your elbows. You just want to draw that leg in closer. And again, we should feel that deeper stretch in the outside of that hip. I want to sit as tall and straight as we can. Good, and then as we exhale, let's release that foot. We're going to still keep the knee bent, but we're going to bring our foot in as close to our body as we can, and you deserve a hug, so just give yourself a hug. And then we're going to keep that left arm wrapped around the bent right knee. And place the heel of your right hand as close to your tailbone as you can. So that's going to allow you to really press down into your palm and sit a little taller. Take a big inhale. Exhale as we're tightening belly. We're going to rotate a little bit farther to our right so we can look over that right shoulder simply by rotating at the waist. And then let's exhale and untwist. And we'll send that leg out straight. Again, hands go on either side of our hips. So first we're going to press down into our palms, pushing those arms really straight. Press out through the heels of your feet. Feel the top of your head being pulled towards the sky. And then exhale as we soften. And our fingers walk forward. So we're lengthening as we fold. Belly button is close to our thighs as we can. And then just simply melting down. And then we're ready to inhale back up. Good, and then once we're up, we're going to place our left ankle on our right thigh this time. And we're going to gently press on that inner thigh so that we're feeling the stretch now in the left hip. And then from there, we can ease up a little bit and we're going to lift that left leg. So remember options, you can thread your arms through, kind of let that lower leg rest in your forearms, draw the leg in that way. Or we could put the bottom of our left foot in the crease of our right elbow and wrap the other arm around. So we're maintaining a nice straight spine. And this is basically our cradle to baby. And then from there, let's exhale and release. Keeping the knee bent though. Bringing in as close to your body as you can. And again, we give ourselves a hug. And then let's release. We're going to keep that right arm wrapped around that left knee and place the heel of your left hand close to your tailbone. So once there, push down through that palm, and you're going to find that allows you to sit a little taller. Take a big inhale. Exhale as you're feeling that belly button pulling towards your spine. That allows us to rotate at the waist so we can look farther over our left shoulder. And let's exhale and twist. Once we're back to neutral, we're going to bend both knees and let's bring the soles of our feet closer together. And we're going to start by keeping the heels away from the body and just opening our knees. Nice and long in the waist. See if you can lean a little bit forward and you're going to feel a deeper stretch going on in those outside hips once again. And then we're back to neutral, and we're going to inch our heels maybe a little bit closer in. So now the focus is more on those inner thighs. And again, just sit nice and tall. And as we exhale, we can soften. And now we'll bring our knees together. And let your hands come right under your thighs. So let the shoulders relax. Keep your head held high. Begin to pull that belly button tighter to your spine. And then see if you can find your balance on your tailbone. And the goal here is to make sure that we're not rounding our spine. And then you can start lifting your feet. No worries about getting your legs straight. Really focus on maintaining a straight spine. And just allow yourself to go where you can. And then we're going to see if we can reach one arm high and the other arm high. And then as slowly as we can, we're going to start to open. Like someone has a big iron and they're ironing you from the center of your body all the way out through your fingers and your toes until we've made it to the mat. We're going to stretch ourselves even longer and straighter, pushing out through heels, reaching out through fingers. And then again, spread out your fingers and toes nice and wide. And then scrunch them in as tightly as you can. And then just let everything release. Let's start pulling the left knee in and use your hands to bring that in closer again. But now we're going to stretch our left leg straight, so our heels reaching towards the sky. And just walk your hands up as close to your ankle as you can. So while you're doing that, we're going to take that right hand, just push it down on our right thigh to remind us not to let that leg or hip lift. And we're going to try to pull the left leg in a little closer. And then ease up a little bit on the left leg. And you can use your left hand to either hold on to the inside of your left ankle, or you could hook your second and third fingers around your big toe. So while you're continuing to pull that leg forward, start to open it out to the side. And we're just going to take it as far as we can go without lifting that right hip. So that right hand is reminding us that we don't want that hip to lift. Once you feel like you've gone as far as you can out with that left leg, try opening your right arm and looking right. And then let's start to bring the left leg back up. Once it's all the way back up, we're going to bend the left knee, place that foot down. Open your arms wide to the side, shift your hips a little bit to the left. Let your left toe kind of tuck behind your left knee, and then use your right hand to press on the outside of that left thigh to bring the left knee closer to your mat without lifting your left shoulder. And then let's bring our leg back to our neutral place. We're going to send that leg all the way out. And now we'll bring right knee in. So once we've got that nice hug going on, we'll stretch our right leg straight up. See how far you can reach your hands towards that right ankle, and think about pulling your toes over your head. And then while you're doing that, put your left hand on your left thigh to remind you not to lift that hip. And then we can take our right hand either on the inside of our right ankle or hooked around our big right toe. Continue to press down with that left hand, pulling the right toes overhead. We're going to start opening the leg to the right. And again, we're going to take it as far out as we can without lifting that right hip or left hip. And then let the left arm open and we'll fly. And then we can slowly pull it back up. Once it's made it back up, let's rebend that right knee. We're going to set the foot down this time. Rebend the left knee, toes and heels out. Arms at our sides, palms to the sky. We're going to slowly come back up into our shoulder bridge. And again, we want to feel lots of activation in the abdominals, the gluteals, the hamstrings, but no pressure in our neck, no discomfort in our knees. While you're here, see if you can pull left knee in and stretch it straight up. And then just rebend, we'll place the foot down. So we're back into our two-footed bridge. And then right knee in and up to the sky. And rebend with our foot back down. Press your hips a tiny, tiny bit higher. And then as slowly as you can, exhale, one vertebra at a time. Return to the mat. And once we feel that our spine has made it all the way back down, I can just feel your body sinking into the mat. We'll bring both knees back in, and we want to stretch down the spine and into the gluteals. And add in a few side-to-side rocks. And then those knee circles, massaging through lower back. And reverse. So this is a really great self-care movement, giving yourself your own massage. And then just hug those legs in closer and closer. And then let yourself relax a little bit. And let's return our feet to the mat. Now we're just going to let the knees fall open, resting soles of feet together. And then when ready, you can just extend your legs back out onto the mat. And find that place on the mat where you can truly let your body release. So we don't want any pressure points. Maybe there's a little lump underneath you on the ground. Feel free to shift around until you find that perfect spot. Just gonna let those arms rest at our sides, palms to the sky. And continuing to breathe deeply in through the nose and out through the nose. While we continue our breath, I want you to think about your most favorite color. And once you see that favorite color, you're going to attach it to your breath. And we're going to start guiding that beautiful color attached to your breath around every corner of the body. So I want you to see it entering to the top of your head, making its way into your forehead, swirling around your eyes, moving through the jaw, making its way down into that neck. You're seeing that vivid color entering your shoulders, across your upper back, and then it slowly moves down the length of your arms, through your wrists, into the palms of your hands, and then out through every finger. And we're going to draw it back up into the neck and the shoulders. It's going to start traveling down your spine, weaving itself in between each segment, growing intenser into that lower back. We keep that intensity as it moves into our hips. And then it starts to softly flow down through the gluteals, into those front and back thighs, swirling around the knees, down through the calves and the shins, and intensifying into the ankles, making its way into our heels, through the arches of our feet, and into every single toe. Let's send away all of our anxious thoughts. Continue to spread kindness and compassion to all sentient beings. Namaste.
I used to be